In the traditional Christian tradition, Jesus is seen as the sole and exclusive embodiment of God. And certainly, investigating his story and life and nature does seem to have a particular weight that sets him apart from the other avatars that we've explored. Is it just that this is the case because most of the Western world has been steeped in Christianity for 2,000 years? Or is there something more here that might put the pieces together? Turns out, there is. The essence of reincarnation, the divine cycle of souls, is deeply embedded in the chronicles of human spirituality across the board, including Christianity and Judaism. What's more, Yeshua's journey as a soul across lifetimes is a profound one, and this revelation alone completely transforms our understanding and redefines the religion in a transcendent and beautiful way. In the ancient texts, the prophecy of Elijah's return resonates as a pivotal marker of the divine plan. The Bible recounts, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." This prophecy found fulfillment in John the Baptist, who in spirit and power carried Elijah's essence to prepare the way for Jesus. Their relationship, as fate would have it, traversed lifetimes, culminating in their respective roles to guide humanity towards enlightenment. The teachings of reincarnation are not confined to esoteric traditions, but are subtly woven into the fabric of even the Bible itself. When Jesus was with his disciples, he asked, "Who do people say that I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others, Jeremiah or one of the prophets." If the Jews didn't believe in reincarnation, why would they even consider that Jesus was one of their prophets returned in a new life? Further, in the book of Revelation, Jesus reveals this truth: "Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more." This statement alludes to the cessation of the reincarnation cycle for those who attain spiritual mastery, free from the cycle of reincarnation entirely, AKA going out from the higher worlds and into the lower ones. It must be known that reincarnation is a just mechanism, offering each soul the opportunity to evolve and align with divine will, transcending earthly desires and karmic bonds. As for Yeshua's past lives specifically, there are two great luminaries who have brought forth revelations of his nature. One of which was Paramahansa Yogananda, who one day, in deep contemplation and spiritual devotion, was drawn to the Christian Bible, seeking clarity on Yeshua's previous incarnations. In a moment of divine illumination and prayer, God spoke to him and guided him to open to a particular verse in 1 Kings, which was one detailing the life of Elisha, the disciple of Elijah. Yogananda discerned the profound connection. Elisha, perfected through Elijah's spiritual mentorship, was reincarnated as Jesus. This revelation highlighted the continuity of spiritual roles and the transcendental journey of these great souls. Elijah's ascension, marked by a fiery chariot, symbolized his liberation from earthly bonds. Yet his mission was incomplete. Reborn as John the Baptist, he returned to bear witness to the divine mission of his disciple, now Yeshua, or Jesus, imbued with a double portion of the Spirit. This karmic intertwining reflects the celestial harmony where guru and disciple alternate roles, guiding humanity through divine wisdom. But the story doesn't end there. Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, further unveiled the reincarnation tapestry of Jesus through his otherworldly journeys. Cayce, a humble man with little formal education, channeled profound spiritual truths. His revelations connected Jesus to a lineage of incarnations, including Melchizedek, the priest king, Enoch, the heavenly traveler, and even Adam, whose fall symbolized the soul's entanglement in material existence. Through these incarnations, the Christ soul, as Cayce described, evolved, ultimately achieving atonement and embodying divine unity. Adam, as the initial Christ soul, joined his twin flame Eve in allowing himself to be seduced by materiality himself. This karmic connection between Adam and Jesus explains why Jesus was able to pay the karmic debt by atoning for the sin of Adam. This Adam-Jesus connection can be seen in the following excerpt from the Cayce readings. The questioner asked, "When did the knowledge come to Jesus that he was to be the savior of the world?" Cayce's response, "When he fell in Eden." But Cayce identified a number of identities of this soul, which he called the Christ soul, indicating that first incarnation of spirit in the mortal flesh. He also identified Joseph as another incarnation, the boy with the Technicolor Dreamcoat and who became the vizier of Egypt. And later he reincarnated as Joshua, who took over leadership from Moses and led the Israelites into the promised land. Cayce prophesied that this Christ soul would incarnate again one day in the future as well, to become the Messiah foretold by the Hebrew prophets and usher in the so-called throne of David, AKA the kingdom of heaven on earth. Cayce's insights extended to the lives of those intertwined with Jesus' spiritual journey. He identified the Virgin Mary and Eve as twin souls too, their incarnations mirroring the Christ soul's path, but on the feminine side, and the feminine role in that journey. This duality emphasized the balance of divine masculine and feminine energies in the cosmic plan. Both Yogananda's reflections and Cayce's revelations converge in affirming the Christ soul's role as a beacon for humanity. Yeshua's life, teachings, and sacrifices were not isolated acts, but the culmination of a soul's journey through multiple lifetimes. Now, this perspective, of course, challenges orthodox interpretations and invites us to embrace a broader, more inclusive understanding of spiritual evolution. It also shows how Jesus could be seen as unique among avatars when contrasted against those such as Buddha or Krishna, being the soul of the first created human, known to us as Adam. Although some might suggest that it was also the same soul walking through those bodies too, especially Krishna, if any. This idea reveals a profound truth. Each soul, even Jesus, is on a path towards divine revelation. Although since his death and resurrection, Jesus himself attained complete and final liberation, transcending all suffering and returning to absolute divinity. We can see herein that the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of our lives are steps in this eternal journey, guided by the cosmic law of karma and the infinite grace of the Creator. As humanity stands at the crossroads of spiritual awakening, here we find a timeless message of hope and transformation. Jesus' life, seen through the lens of reincarnation, becomes a universal archetype, inspiring us to transcend our limitations and embrace our divine potential. And yet, this is a difficult journey, one in which almost all of us struggle and suffer. What of these shadows which tempt us, which Jesus overcame? How can we do it too? Jesus' triumph in the wilderness, resisting the devil's temptation, was not merely a victory of will. It was a revelation of the divine power within each of us to overcome darkness. But if Jesus really was Adam, then perhaps the answer for our own liberation lay in a deeper understanding of that story. Why does such darkness exist within God's creation? And what role does it play in our spiritual journey? The answers lie within the heart of our great cosmic drama, a battle between light and shadow that shapes the very fabric of existence.